The road so far was amazing. The Jeremy Carver era was my favorite fourth season of SuperNatural of all time. He made this show good again. I mean, no, that's not true. He made this show great again. He made this show I want more. Every single season he made the best 200 episodes of the history of television, and this fourth season was really remarkable. The storyline what they played out was well developed, it was incredibly talented, and it's made you massively addictive. I think that's why the Jeremy Carver era of SuperNatural was the best run of the series. Yes, he beat the original Eric Kripke's ride, which was the first 5 seasons. How he did it? That's a good question. But before we getting there, let's talk about Season 11. SuperNatural was always a very important part of my life. I'm watching this show since day number 1. I mean, probably even before I start to have interest in this series, because I know Jared Padalecki from Gilmore Girls, and I know Jensen Ackles from Dawson's Creek and Dark Angel and Smallville. So I was very interested in, and I really love the connection between the two brothers or guys, and because of that I'm always keep coming back. Even in the first 5 seasons I always felt the next season is always better than the previous one was, and it was true till season 4, which was the best season of the series, and after the season 5 was a yeah, okay, so this was this 5 years all about, which absolutely makes sense. Then season 6 and 7, where Eric Kripke left and Serge Gamble came take over, it was the worst 2 seasons of my entire life. I cancelled the show. I mean, I didn't cancel, I put it to hiatus and I watched it in the summer because I really needed.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
And because of that I have to watch the show again, and that's how I get here when I finally can say Jeremy Carver came in season 8 and he saved the show and he made it better than ever be. And he has a really hard job to do it. So I'm very thankful for him and for the fans to keep the shows alive, because without you guys this show wouldn't be in the air since 11 seasons, and season 12 is just in the corner. I think from all the storylines, all the big season-long story arcs, season 11 has the best storylines. It was just the best thing which you could ever imagine. I mean, the boys fighted with the darkness, who was the sister of God. How you could beat it? In my personal opinion, in season 12 they don't want to beat it. Maybe they're gonna go back to smaller enemies and seasonal arcs, which could fit better more after Jeremy Carver era, which I think I really want to see, and I'm really interested in seeing it, because it just feels the right thing to do after told the biggest story of all time. And they told everything from the Bible, they told us everything what we needed to know, and if this point the show finished, I will feel myself absolutely satisfied, because I would get everything what I always want to get from this show. But luckily the show must go on, and the Winchesters are coming back, and I'm just really interested in where they're going next, because the enemies what we see is big, but not as big as the darkness. And I really enjoyed the season, because in season 11 they went back to the roots, and it was great because we have a chance to see Dean and Sam together again as brothers, and they were closer than ever before, and I think it has a really good effect on the show, because that's the reason why we're still watching it and still love this show. And they just give us everything what we want from this part of the show, and it was just really amazing experience. I think every single character who was part of this show and important for this show, like Crowley and Lucifer or even Castiel, they all got great storylines and they got really good chances to do something different this season, and I really have fun watching all of their storylines, because they not necessarily were that deep like in the previous seasons, where Crowley and Rowena has this really weird and very interesting mother-son relationship going on, which was my favorite part of the previous season. But Rowena is still one of my favorite characters, because everything what she does it on her own way, and that way is really fascinating and horrible at the same time, and because of these things I just really connect to that character. I mean, I'm not connected to her, I'm just like her. I mean, she's a witch, she can make me a frog. I don't want to be a frog, except if it's coming with a princess kissing me all the time, because in that case maybe I can become a prince, which would be amazing. And also SuperNatural. At this season Lucifer break out and he took over Castiel's body, and he tried to torture the Winchester brothers a little tiny bit, and they didn't really realize that Castiel is not Castiel anymore, he's a bit different. But when they realized it, it was the best storyline ever. I mean, till that point it was a great storyline, but after that it was just going completely wild, especially when they needed Lucifer to deal with the darkness. I think why the darkness was the most powerful enemy in this series is not necessarily because she has this incredible and very deep connection to Dean, and I think that's something which you never imagine or expect from this show, because you always know that if something going wrong or something really dark came to our world and connecting to one of the Winchester brothers, it has to be Sam, because that's the way it was always. But not at this time. This time it was Dean who was connected to the darkness, and he cannot kill her, which was another very weird and interesting and crazy point at this season, which was amazingly worked out. And watching their relationship, it was absolutely mental. I really loved every single scene of them. And if I need to pick one point which was my problem at this season, then it has to be that we cannot see enough from their relationship. It was good, but I really could use a bit more time with the darkness and Dean, because, you know, if these two connected, then they should be together in a way, you know, in a pretty normal but pretty pink way. So I would really could have a little bit more fun on that storyline, but because of the way they're using the arch enemies in this series are very not make them allowed to do these kind of things, which is alright. I'm not complaining, because I seriously love this season. Like I said, the season-long story arc was the best in its 11th season run, and if you never watched the SuperNatural season, please do it with this, because this was just seriously incredibly the best TV show at this season. And I mean, as a SuperNatural show, this was the best season ever, and it's absolutely worth to watch. But what's the deal with the filler episodes, or how normal people call it, the Monster of the Week? I'm not necessarily a very huge fan of the Monster of the Week things, because I don't think they are really good. I mean, in the beginning of the series, in the first 2 seasons, that's the reason why you came back all the time, because it not necessarily was better than the season-long story arcs, but it was funnier, it was more relaxing, it was, you know, what you were gonna get, and that's exactly what you wanna get. And they went with Urban Legends, which I think is more interesting than what they're doing after season 5. So that was definitely the thing what I loved at the beginning of the series, and I think they're not really good with those episodes, but occasionally you can get some really funny episodes which gonna make your day, and which could give you a good reason to keep watching the show, or it can make you really mad and angry because how they can make this bad episode. If I need to say one thing to protect the show and the filler episodes in it, or the Monster of the Week episodes, it would be definitely this. We didn't see anything as bad as the bug episode from the first season, so don't worry, nothing as bad than the bug episode. And I think at this season they had some kind of reference to that kind of things, which was very meta, because the guys went very meta this season as well, especially 3 episodes before the end when we get to know who is God, and that episode was very meta, and I'm pretty sure that was the time when Jared Padalecki went to shoot at Gilmore Girls, and Johnson had a little time off, which I'm pretty sure he was very happy for. And I don't know, this series just worked out so freaking well, and it was just so much fun watching this season. And if you're not watching SuperNatural, then maybe this is the point when you should give it a chance. even if you cancelled it a long time ago, maybe this is your chance to get back or just watch this season, because this season was really something. And I think the lifelong Supernatural fan is very important to me to mention when we have a great season, because people should watch those seasons, because nothing as good on television than how we see these brothers fighting with demons week by week and see their relationship, see them growing and see everything growing around them. And the effect what they have and the effect what they have to the fans and for everything in this show is incredible, and it's definitely worth your time. But let me know what do you think about season 11 of Supernatural. Was it as good as I tried to describe it, or you think it a bit different way? What was your favorite episode this season? Who was your favorite character at this season? And what was your favorite recurring character at this season? Or which was the worst episode what you ever seen in Supernatural, and particularly at this season? Please let me know in the comments below, and see you next time. Till next time, watch television, because Unreal is back soon.